Hey everyone, it's Kong again with some rare Apex Arena PvP content. The Summit der Langrisser is in full swing again, so I thought I would watch a couple of group stage matches featuring my brother, Tristan66. Now, bear in mind, I'm not a professional PvP player or far from a professional PvP analyst, so this isn't really going to be a match review per se, more of a watch-along. I mainly just like to watch Tristan's matches and see what's going on, so we'll get to see what these matches entail and how they went. I will pause at the start just to take a look at the boxes that these two characters are running. We have the first match, or the first couple matches, against Ninshi. Okay, so Olivier, interesting, and Gizarov, scary, Estelle, so probably a rush box. He's got Iris in here too for teleports. And Tristan, on the other hand, has... oh, he's running Vargas and Freya, Egbert, so interesting. More of a... I was gonna say more of an Empire slant to his box, but he doesn't have Bernhard in there, so... yeah, a couple of interesting different boxes to start, so that should be fun. Rosenseal, first ban for Ninshi, so he can play Reen. Tristan banning out some long-range DPS. And getting Jukler in the mix. Ninshi bans out a Gospel with Liana, and he's playing his mythical faction buffer. Yusuke, so this is already shaping up to be kind of a scary looking mythical team. Yeah. And the thing is, Bernhard is also mythical and can be a tank, so that's an interesting pick. I mean, it's a good pick. It's interesting that Tristan let him go to 5th pick. So opening with the faction buff from Giz, I'm not going to go through everyone's skills, I just want to get another kind of reevaluation. Tristan has the 2 tanks out, let's see, at least... he's bringing the Empire faction buff on Leon, which will take care of Ares and Vargas, and also give Florentia her bonus. And, yeah, this Bernhard is being run with his tank setup. So we've got a tank, we've got the faction buff, and we've got a few scary characters here. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. Ninshi just getting set up at home. Okay, both players have formed the ball around the tanks formation. Now Ninshi getting things rolling with the construct. Taking a poke with Reen's long-range line attack. And that's going to be good enough to get the ultimate construct. Catching Ares. Tristan using those double moves from Florentia to get Ares healed back up. Takes out the ultimate construct with Leon. Okay, and Ninshi's close enough to start moving in with some of these big rangy threats. Or area threats, rather. Tristan going for the dive. So he gets the Reen, which powers up Yusuke. Keeping the other tank, Vargas, hanging out back with these exposed characters. Ares makes 2 escape, but Yusuke can reach him. I need to build my Florentia. Having a healer who has that amount of flexibility to be able to heal twice or do some other stuff, it's very interesting. So Leon actually putting in some work here as a mobile DPS. Going for the old Vargas power stab, the 1800 attack. And the act again on Leon. This should finish off Burn. Okay, looks like Tristan has this one. Gizarov is the only one left. Yep, just a couple of constructs. So good opening plays by Ninshi to get set up and start poking and prodding with those scary Reen and Yusuke threats, but Tristan was able to stay back and keep his key characters healthy and use them at the right times. Vargas is scary. Whenever I see someone who actually has Vargas in their box, I know it's not going to be a good time. I mean, there are obviously characters who can take care of him. Let's just go ahead right to the second match. Okay, so we had Ninshi versus Tristan match 1, Ninshi versus Tristan match 2. Tristan banning Jugler right away again, and Ninshi banning Rosen. First pick Reen again. Obviously didn't feel like he met the full potential of Reen last time. He wants to get some more big debuffs off. Tristan getting rid of Yusuke this time though, obviously felt the pressure there. Putting Giz out again. Ninshi got rid of Tristan's 2 top healers this time. I'm not sure why Tristan went with such an early ban of Joshua. Joshua was one of the last pick options last time. Okay, Elwyn's coming out. Tristan banning some more legs there. Gets Bozel this time. And leaving Ninshi with 2 tank options. So he gets his speed boosting Estelle, and Tristan's going to play a second tank again, going with Freya this time instead of Vargas. So let's just take a quick look at this. That's interesting. I would have thought Vargas would be a pretty good hard counter to Horse Elwyn. Okay, so Freya's going to bring Faction Buff, which will take care of Jugler. Interesting. So Bozel has his Faction Buff as well. Okay. Looks like Tristan likes to move up with Jugler and then have this other tank as a kind of backup for his back lines. So Reen's gonna have to get a buff from Sophia. So Elwyn's going to go ahead and try his luck against Jugler. Gets that can't be healed debuff, thanks to no blood pact on Jugler. Makes sense. And now he gets his Reen in with the big bomb. Okay. Interesting. There's that big balance blade sword dance. This should be enough to take out Jug. And Elwyn still has his revive. That's the scary thing about Elwyn, is even if he comes in and has to just crash into your tank and doesn't get the kill the first time, he can be pretty tough to get rid of, and if you don't get rid of him twice, then he's just in there, causing a problem for your team. So Freya's out of action here now. And I don't think Bozel and a hurt, stunned Freya are going to be able to take care of Elwyn twice. No, that's it. So Ninshi takes this one. So this match went 1 to Tristan and 1 to Ninshi for a tie. Good matches, guys. Okay, next I'm going to watch the 2 matches between Tristan66 and Tekoda. Also from the group stage, gonna have a quick pause so I can take a look at these boxes. Tristan's box looks unchanged. So he's got the 4 tanks, Freya, Vargas, Jugler, and Landius. And he's got 4 healers, Sophia, Rosen, Flo, and Leanna. And then he's got, looks like debuffers for majority of his DPSers. Well, he has Elwyn and Leon for some long leg horsey attackers. He's got Zerda, obviously, omnipresent threat. And then this triple threat of Bozel, Reen, and Listel. Ares, of course. On the Tekoda side, we have lots of glory in here. Ledin and Elwyn. Nomi. Yulia. Okay. Yeah, Rosalia too. This looks like more of a Season 6 meta box. He's got Claret in there. Claret and Rosalia can be some scary long leg threats. And Lancer Landius, of course. Interesting that Tristan's still using Cavalry Landius. Okay. I think with Tristan's box, he's probably going to have to watch out for characters like Yulia and Nomi, because they'll be able to give his tanks some trouble. So let's see how this plays out. Yeah, banning out Freya, which is kind of the one tank that... And a Rosen first pick there against a not really strongly debuff-centric box. That's interesting. Okay, and Tristan does go with the early Nomi ban. That's probably smart. Tristan with 2 healers right away. He's gonna have 3 healers and a tank and Bozel. I foresee some lack of killing potential in this match. He's gonna have a hard time taking out, especially, yeah. Alright. And with Landius last pick there. I am really not sure what Tristan is going to be able to do against this team. Unless he's hoping with all these healers he can just keep Jugler in good shape and use his tank to kill everyone. So first round high stakes. Tekoda's team is all quite spread out. Yep, and he's planting Crystal Rosen Seal. Tristan obviously hoping to force Tekoda to make the first move, and it's going to be Rosalia. Proccing everything. And one-shotting Jugler. Okay. I actually do want to look at that. So what does he have up? Because I saw that Mjolnir procced as well. So there's a couple auras in here. Okay. And... so she breaks his last rites. That's probably the most important part of that whole exchange. Mjolnir, Twilight Star, Rosalia. Interesting. So obviously Tristan is already... yeah, okay, and he flees right away, so he knows he's toast. Wow, Rosalia is scary. I predict that Tristan will be making an effort to ban her early in this second match. Rosenseal first. Tekoda getting rid of Freya first again. Doesn't like that spiky tank for his, yeah, and there goes Nomi and Rosalia, so Tristan wants no part of those. Playing Rosen first again. So I think Tristan really likes to rely on Rosen and Jugler tandem to keep his team healthy and weather some of these single target threats, whether there's debuffing involved or not. I noticed he does have an EOL skin on her. I'm not sure if he summoned her up to 5 or 6 stars. I do not know. So Tristan does get one of his spiky tanks out. Still have to be careful of Yulia and Deedlet when you are low magic defense green Vargas. But we'll see how Tristan manages to deal with that. Oh, and he brings the Empire buff on Rosenseal. That makes sense. Yeah, I was wondering why Elwyn didn't buff when he went up there. So that takes care of Elwyn and Vargas. Now this is interesting because it means Elwyn can only cripple one of these tanks when he charges in with his Sword Soul. I'm still most concerned about Yulia here. He's got the maids on Yulia, which is smart. Tristan jumping in right away. To bring Yulia under her revive threshold. Interesting. So that's a good play to get rid of her. Alright, Elwyn just running amok here on the back lines. That's a powerful Leaden, though. I was impressed that he did that much damage to Elwyn. And because Elwyn was positioned too close to Tristan's Jugler there, he doesn't get his revive. So Tristan's main DPS are his tanks again. Okay, so Tristan has pressured quite far forwards before planting this Crystal Queen. And Jugler somehow survives there. Okay, and Vargas guarding now. I want to see a power stab to see what happens. Deedlit relatively unscathed after that exchange. I wonder if this is going to be one of those ugly ball of tank positioning finales. So Vargas not guarding magic coming into play here. Deedlit goes in for another shot on Vargas. Okay, and half health Vargas able to easily one-shot Elwyn with his power stab. Okay, Deedlit gets through that time, but Vargas has his one revive. Probably not too concerning. If Tekoda's patient enough, he can do that again. Then it looks like cracking Jugler will be the question. And here we are in the corridor of Poison Fog. Everyone's slotted nicely into their positions. Tristan does have the edge on damage dealt. And that power stab again. Okay, that's all it took. So again, another group match, 1-1, so another tie for Tristan and Tekoda this time. I don't have access to Tristan's third group stage match yet, so I'm gonna get him to put that on his card. Applesauce is upstairs crying. She wishes Uncle Tristan did a little bit better. That's okay. I'll get Tristan to put his next two matches on his card, and then I will take a look at those in just a moment. Okay, I've had Tristan update his hero card with the last two matches that he did for the group stage, so I'll get started with the first match against Treachery. And I'll just pause it real quick here to take a look at Treachery's box. We already know what Tristan's box looks like at this point. So Treachery looks like he has more of an AoE debuff slant to his box. He's got Reen, he's got Bozel, he's got Licorice. So he's got the 2 dark buffers with Dark Tank and Albedo. He's also got some AoE with Aryan Rod, Rachel, and Gizaroff in there again, also with a potential mythical faction buff. He's running 1, 2, 3 tanks. And 3 healers? 3 tanks, 3 healers? A fairly standard, pretty good overall box shape for this season. I'll be interested in seeing if he gets Albedo deployed, because I haven't really seen her used too much this season. Certainly in the Apex matches that I've played, my opponents haven't gotten Albedo out, and I haven't really been using mine too much, or when I have, it hasn't been very effective. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see some Albedo play here. Tristan first picking Elwyn. Oh good! Albedo first pick. Good single target tank against that Elwyn first pick. And she of course has access to Lancer troops too to stop Elwyn in his tracks. Tristan getting Zerida. Treachery getting his Bozel Dark buffer to help out Albedo. And Treachery also banning out what AoE threats Tristan does have. Picking his 2 tanks at the end there. And Treachery with a pretty decent slate of... AoE threats here to go with his tank and healer. So getting set up around Albedo with the dark buff, and then Sophia's buff to cover everything else. Tristan doing some positioning here, getting Alhazard ready. Okay, and Zerida's unleashed, taking out Rachel. Good timing on that. No one really in position to be able to trade Zerida there. So she gets to pop Alhazard again. Treachery not quite able to close ground yet this turn. Now let's see, Elwyn's going in against Albedo. Oh, she procs Thorns too. Okay, so both of them still in decent shape there. Elwyn just trying to run away. So Zerida faction buffing there, she's gonna lose her Alhazard buff that she had. Elwyn does have his revive. Looks like Tristan's just trying to regroup outside of this licorice quagmire going on over here. I guess he didn't revive there. It must have been disabled. Alright, getting Alhazard back up again. Zerida's really going to be Tristan's win con now. Probably always was, to be honest, with Albedo as the tank. So she's going in, takes out Bozel. Zerida setting up Alhazard again. Again, nicely out of range. Although, there comes a point where once she picks off everyone around Albedo, she'll probably have trouble dealing with Albedo herself. I have a feeling that might be what this match comes to. Landius not able to put a scratch in her. Okay, Albedo can reach Zerida now. Although she is being guarded. Yeah. Once Sophia gets Zerida, then Albedo's not really going to be able to hold up against Freya either. So Treachery is ahead on damage. Okay. Zerida did manage to finish off an injured Albedo. So that's the first match in the books. Tristan takes down Treachery, mostly with Zerida power. Let's see what happens in the second match. So, game 2. Tristan versus Treachery. Tristan running Reen first pick. And of course Treachery getting out a Gospel first pick. Zerida getting banned right away. Tristan likes Freya. He's used her in a lot of the matches that we've watched tonight. Treachery looks just as content not to go with the dark AoE strategy this time, using Ares and Landius. Probably Sophia again for his last pick. To get the buffs. Tristan going double tank again. I think he's gone double tank in pretty much every match that we've watched. Tristan looks perfectly content to charge right in here. It is going to open him up to potential Ares Arian Rod 1-2 punch on the next turn. Having those two big AoEs helps circumvent the Freya and Vargas effect. Maybe Tristan's hoping he can shut it down with opening with Reen here. He does silence Ares. Sky Archer takes care of that. And that's pretty much all Tristan can do this turn, so yeah, that 1-2 punch is coming. Tristan actually opened up a nice little hole there for Ares. And that's it for Florentia. Arian Rod not silenced, very important. So she'll get to act again as well. That I forget if she was low enough before that Freya spike. I think she was. Oh, she couldn't do anything anyway. The Freya spikes finished her off. That is messy. Gross. Okay, so Treachery's getting reset here with Landius down a life, but at least full and guarding everyone. I think Tristan's really counting on Vargas to finish the job here on Landius. He has no healing left, though. Oh, the thorns. Yep. That takes Vargas's first life. Landius is nice and healthy again. Vargas has no way of getting any health back. Unless Reen gets some really devastating debuffs, I don't think Tristan takes this one. Well, they're both silenced. Tristan has the edge in damage. As long as Ares can keep doing that with impunity, though, it gradually chips away at Vargas. He doesn't ever really have to attack into him. Yep, that's that. So interesting, all three of Tristan's group stage matches were 1-1 ties. Good win there from Treachery. Good gritty game. Interesting. Okay, so that's all the games I have for you tonight. That was 6 matches. 3 of Tristan66's group stage matches. And all 3 of them were 1-1. So yeah, shout out to Ninshi and Tekoda and Treachery, and of course Tristan. So anyway, like I said at the top, that was not a professional game review or analysis. I really just wanted to watch over those matches and kind of see how they were played. Got to see some interesting characters that I don't really get to see too often. Kind of the first time that I've seen Vargas get a lot of play in Apex matches this season. Like I said, the first time I got to see an actual good Albedo get played. Yeah, this was more for entertainment, like a PvP watch-along, and hopefully you guys got to see some strategies and see some things that were of interest to you, if not some strategic interest that you might be able to take and use in your own boxes. So thanks for watching, thanks for your patience, thanks for coming to chill with me, as always. I'll catch you in the next one. Happy Langrissing, everyone.